All right. Another week, another Centre Circle episode. I am back. Like I went anywhere, it's just scheduling stuff, innit?
Mr. Worldwide, isn't it?
Mr. International.
Don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm here today with Isaac and Keith. How you doing, boys?
Not very well, I'm not going to lie. Put it out there. But we're here,
Liverpool
innit?
contingent are feeling a bit sick.
Come rain or shine, man's there, innit? That's it.
You know how it goes.
That last went on for a bit
Aye.
too long, brother.
Listen, this is the small joy I can have this season, yeah? So when I was driving here, I said, this is probably going to be the last pod that I'm going to enjoy as an Arsenal fan. I enjoy them all as a football fan. But it's the last one I'm going to enjoy as an Arsenal fan for a hot minute. Because when Mbappe comes to the Emirates. Anyway, as Keith has touched on, we'll talk about the Carabao Cup game today. It's Carabao Cup final. It's been a bumpy week for Liverpool. Newcastle were triumph for their first major, with a lowercase m, trophy in 70 years. Tyneside is going to be rocking. Don't go and get a coffee tomorrow. Shop's going to be closed. Yeah? Don't try and go cafe in the morning. It's going to be closed, yeah?
Big market's going to be popping off.
Trust me, it's gonna be crazy. But because the Carabao Cup is a major trophy with a lowercase m, there were Prem games on this weekend, Prem games on before, and there's a Prem game after. As we record, Manchester United are playing Leicester, and they're winning 1-0 away at Leicester. How Louis Van Nistelrooy still got a job, I don't know, but we'll come on to that. We're just going to touch on Man City versus Brighton, which was an interesting game. Nottingham Forest putting a bit of a beat down on Ipswich Town. We'll run up the rest of the Prem games and then talk about Thomas Tuchel's first England squad, which generated a lot of debate and somehow brought Jordan Henderson back from the wilderness. Anyway, first things first. The Carabao Cup final. Liverpool 1, Newcastle 2. Boys, talk to me. Well-deserved victory for Newcastle.
Yeah, well deserved.
Yeah, 100%.
Very much so.
100%.
They were wanted it.
Yeah.
It's that old adage of just saying like this team just wanted it more, right?
Was it a bit like how they came out against Arsenal in that game at St. James's Park, even though they were already up?
I think this was more than that.
Really?
They were, you know, like Keith said in the group chat, they were winning the first, second, third balls. You know, that at one point, I think it was like 30 minutes in, the stat came up, they'd had 7 chances. Liverpool had 0-0-0, no shots, nothing on target, not even, you know.
Yeah, despite having 69% of the ball.
Which was just...
So is it the old school saying of, you know, Liverpool went out the races?
Massively.
Really?
For me anyway, yeah, like from the off, like Isaac said, Newcastle wanted it more. Like the challenges they were putting in, just wanting the first, second, third ball. And with Slot, when Liverpool playing well, they have a nice little rhythm. And Newcastle just disrupted that from the off. And this is what happens when you don't play well.
Do you know what it is as well for me? Like the PSG game or games were a big tell.
Yeah.
You could see the way PSG set up to play against Liverpool, which was, you know, kind of stifle our attack, namely Mo Salah.
Yep.
And then everything else will just fall into place. Obviously, you know, catch us on the counter.
Yeah.
Their pace that they have at the front three was just insane.
And they were
I'm not
necessarily
saying Newcastle were like PSG, but the way they stifled us, it was very similar in terms of just like cut off the flow.
Low block?
Not necessarily a low block. It was just because they were playing.
No.
Like don't get me wrong, yeah, the ball, we might have had 62 whatever the possession was, but Newcastle, it didn't feel like that. It didn't feel like we had them pinned in their half and then they were catching us on the counter. They were playing ball as well.
They were more purposeful where they had it.
Yes, they were more direct.
I mean, you look at the stats, 7 shots from Liverpool, 17
there you go.
from Newcastle, 2 shots on target from Liverpool, 6 from Newcastle.
And they were organised, like I said after the second leg, the semi-final against Arsenal. Newcastle turned up with a game plan,
Yeah.
organised,
Executed. Everyone did their job.
and it was exactly the same today. Like when Liverpool won the ball back, even though we were fairly wasteful with it, they always had like the two banks just there ready. So it was very hard to penetrate through the middle. Had to go out wide. Didn't get much joy from that. And then if you take it back to the corners, which they were very, very productive from, I've said on here, I don't like zonal marking. Liverpool was zonal marking, and it was to our detriment today.
Yeah.
But
Why is McAllister marking Dan Burn?
brother,
You have Virgil van Dijk and Konate and Quansah, but yet you've got McAllister, who's like 5'5",
But that's the key
marking
point, though.
Dan
'Cause
Burn.
He's not marking Dan Burn. He's marking that area.
No.
Dan Burn is
No.
chasing him.
He was specifically
so it was part,
on every
part zone,
corner.
part man.
He was marking Dan Burn.
What, they did mix and blend?
No. And the thing is, like, they had five, the stat came up, they had 5 corners in the first half. Dan Burn won 3 of those
It's gone.
5 corners. And you just think to yourself, why not change it? Because before he scored,
Yeah.
he'd won 2 headers and caused a bit of a melee in the
see,
box.
I hate stuff like this. Why don't you learn from the... I hate stuff
And
like
this
this.
is it. And then they had a corner at the start of the second half, and then McAllister was marking him again. And he's like,
Is it a little bit of arrogance? Is it lack of concentration? Do you know what I mean? Because that's massive. Dan Burn's what, 6'3", 6'4"?
yeah, he's got at least like
5-6 inches on him.
bruv, you know what I mean? So I just think it's very like I've sung Slot's praises a lot on here,
Yeah,
but when
rightly
he's done wrong, like I'd rightly call it out. I think today that part zonal, part man marking, and who was man marking got it all wrong, and we'll come onto it. Like, but the subs he made were very scattergun. There was one point I was like, I don't know who's playing where and and what's going on. And I think he slightly got his starting lineup wrong as well. But
this is...
I agree. I think like the PSG game, Nunes should have started.
100%.
I think today Nunes again should have started. We needed that
chaos.
chaos.
And
Like,
Dan Burn at centre back, he's not the fastest guy.
I know. Do you know what it is as well? The fact that we're wasteful, the fact that we're trying to build up, it's not working. They've figured it out that we try to get the ball into Gravenberch and then turn and go forward. They cut that out. Same thing the same thing we've started to see. The teams are cutting in on. Cut that out. Force them either to go in down the wings or go long. And then the ball just keeps cut. It doesn't hold up because Jota just doesn't, he's not able to hold it. He's not a target, man.
Yeah.
Right? These are the games, these are the moments where you need someone that's going to throw themselves about, i.e. Nunes. I'm not saying Nunes is a target.
No, but
he's got more of a physical presence.
the defenders will have something more to think about than with Diogo Jota.
Right.
Diogo Jota. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
But not to labour that corner point too much. Just I always remember, you know, when old defenders, you know, your Carragers, your Nevilles, your Ferdinands, when they're analysing the situations, they always talk about someone, all right, the manager set something up, someone on the pitch needs to take control. So after the first or second time, VVD should be like, no, that ain't working. Let's swap that. Gravenberch, you go. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, you'd like to think.
Because it has to be a VVD or Who else in your team's got decent height? It's them two.
Kanate,
really.
and Kanate was on the pitch.
Kanate,
as well.
Quansah, Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah. Even Soboslai's not the shortest guy.
Soboslai.
Yeah.
All taller than
Yeah.
McAllister.
It's true.
And the thing is, like, last point in it, the zone that Virgil and Kanate were covering, the ball never went there once. And that's my gripe.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
six,
go to
seven,
where the ball's gonna
six
go.
7 times in, you'd be
Yeah.
like, yeah, let me go to the back post or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Yeah.
it is what it
Fair
is.
enough. So we talked about. We moved on to the starting lineup. Obviously, Trent's out, Bradley's out,
Gomez is out for the season.
Gomez is out for the season. So back four wise, he did what he had to do. Could he have done anything different with the back four?
No, there's nothing.
No,
we could
you
have done
had to
with the
play
back four.
those players. But what that stops is
I'm just trying to get into the point of he didn't pick the right 11.
no. So basically, just the front
Okay.
two of the front 3 basically.
Yeah, fine. So you would have put in Nunes and
Chiesa.
Chiesa,
Salah would not have touched that pitch for me.
for me, when I say put Chiesa or Gakpo in, it's for Diaz. Like we'll come to the Salah point,
Yeah.
but Salah's, regardless of what you think of Salah's performances over the last kind of month or so, Salah's got credit in the bank. So
Yeah,
you're gonna
he's
start.
So he's always a threat.
You're gonna
Just him
start
being
in
on the
final.
pitch, cool.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
threat.
Yeah.
The defenders have to always keep an eye on him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
I agree.
I'll let you
Fine.
come to that. But I think as Isaac said about Jota, since he's come back from his injury, he hasn't shown enough in his presence and physicality to say,
And
right,
finishing.
I'm the guy to lead your line. And Diaz, for all the waxing lyrical I was doing at the start of the season, he's dropped off a massive cliff since December, January. And I don't think there's anything there to warrant him starting.
He was our best player against PSG.
Pardon?
He was our best player against PSG.
On the second leg or first leg?
First leg.
Yeah.
It wasn't a high bar though. But even so,
by head and shoulders,
he
was the best player.
for me, if I'm picking a team tomorrow, Jota and Diaz are not starting.
So then you'd have played Chiesa on the left?
Chiesa or Gakpo on the left. I know Gakpo's just coming back from injury.
He didn't look good when he came on there. He looked unfit, bro.
And he just played Nunes through the middle.
Yeah.
But we just rewind it again.
Yeah.
This isn't his squad, innit? So like, I know he's kind of worked with them for a long time, etc. But I think he's just utilising things.
So I'm going to do that thing you lot don't like, yeah? Because it goes both ways. So it's not his squad, but he's done so well with them to get them to where you guys are. Carabao Cup final, last 16 of Champions League, 12 points top of the Prem. We can't now not say it's not his team.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, look, I'm not like hanging everything.
No. But I'm just saying, like,
it does go both ways.
He's battered everybody with this team.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think it is tiredness. Like we can't ignore that. Like we went 120 minutes.
Yeah, Van Dijk played
plus penalties.
Salah played. Slobozai played that game.
Lost Trent.
Gavin Burke, McAllister.
Quanza's not had any consistent minutes.
Yeah.
Plus, he doesn't rotate enough.
So to an extent, that's why I agree. I can't use the fact that it's not his team. I just think, yes, cool, fine. There is tiredness, there is fatigue that's creeping in. We played the PSG games were some of the most high level football
we've
seen this season.
Yeah.
And when you're on the wrong end of that as well, it's even more physical. Yeah, bro.
So shoot them some bell to that degree. Fine, cool. It's trying to pick yourself up after a loss like that to go again in the final when the other team. There was a stat. I can't remember what the date was, but in this there was there's a period where over this period Liverpool have played 10 games. Newcastle played 7.
Makes a difference.
And like you said earlier at the start of the show, they've not won anything in 70 years. It's a different type of hunger. It's a different type of hunger. So I get it. That being said, there are still things you can do to mitigate these circumstances.
I agree.
I.e. your starting lineup. I.e. in-game management. I.e. knowing when to switch, get McAllister off Dan Burn. He's already clearly scored. He's dangerous from the corner. Get someone on there to neutralise that threat.
Yeah.
Let's figure it out.
And then he throws on, uses all of his 5 subs. Nunes came on, Chiesa came on and scored. Curtis Jones, Gakpo, we talked about Harvey Elliott. But again, you felt like the subs were in the
vibes.
Yeah, it was
pure vibes.
Like we weren't in the game, but with the subs that you made, like the first 2 subs kind of made sense. But after that, it's just like bodies on the pitch for the sake of bodies on the pitch. Like players are tired. We need to get fresh legs on. But what are we gonna do? And there's one point there where Virgil, Van Dijk, and Gravenberch were just kind of the deepest 2 players.
They were strikers.
And
they
everyone
were playing as strikers.
No, but that was later on. But before that, before Virgil moved up, it was just him and Gravenberch kind of sitting back, and then everyone else was just, yeah. We had so many attackers on the pitch, and you kind of got to do it. But then if we had scored the second and it had gone to extra time, what do you do?
I was wondering that.
What do you do when you go to extra time?
If we score the second,
what formation do you play?
Yeah, exactly. Because you're essentially top heavy.
Yeah.
Ready out. Meanwhile, 3 subs for Newcastle: Wilson, Croft, and Willock. But yeah, I mean, if we kind of take a look at Newcastle, if you think about Eddie Howe,
they've done everything right, man.
Everything.
Well, even if I just think of the journey, if you take a step up, he came in, they were threatening relegation. They weren't doing well. He's been in the job 2 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah, about 2.5.
You got them Champions League
No, a
qualification.
little longer than that.
I'll check. You got them Champions League qualification. Now won them their first trophy in 70 years.
Yeah, it's a little longer than that.
He's been
He
doing
came
them.
in 22-23 season, didn't he? Yeah.
No. 2021 he started.
So,
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, he's been there a minute.
Wow.
He's been there a little minute.
Okay.
But yeah, all their players stepped up, man. Like
November 2021.
the middle three,
Quality.
all of them
Quality.
on 10. Like, and you got to look at Joe Linton and the revisionism that Eddie Howe done with him.
Yeah,
Because
that's
he was brought in as a number 9.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, this is the worst number
Didn't
9.
they spend big money on him as well?
Yeah, and he wears the
50
number
billion.
9 in it as well.
Yeah.
But
Nah, he's 7 now.
Yeah.
7 now.
okay, well, sorry.
Yeah.
Howe came in and was like, nah, you don't play there. Let me put you in midfield. And they just workhorses.
But
And
his last club, he was a striker, right?
At Hoffenheim, yeah.
That's
when
crazy.
when your middle three are on job like that,
Mm.
it's very hard.
Swarming. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
And-
you've got Tonali who can use the ball well.
Yeah, and even the
Bruno.
players
All
that
three
came,
of them can use the ball well.
Yeah,
even
true.
the players that came in, like Livermento came in for Hall.
Yeah.
Hardly put a foot wrong today.
He didn't have much to do, to be fair.
Yeah, Murphy done well. Trippier for his aging legs, again wasn't really threatened much.
Should have been a handball.
I think that goes 50-50. Like if you get it, you take it. If you don't, I think you just gotta
Get
play
on
on.
with
To
it.
be fair,
Yeah, you can't hang your hat on it. Fine,
And,
but I still
Harvey Barnes started as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
and then, Isak just was always a threat as per usual. Pope, when he had to pull off a save, he pulled it off.
Mm.
It was just, and then Dan Burn, like he must have been listening to the pod and was like, I'm gonna shut this guy up.
Yep.
All my criticism of him
Boy.
done the thing today.
So, yeah, and we were saying before I started recording, for me, it's nice that one of the perennial big clubs, quote unquote, has now picked up a trophy. Because what I would say, you've got Newcastle, you've got Leeds, Forest, that are kind of like
Yeah,
sleeping giant almost.
yeah, of
right?
course, yeah, that had the legacy
Yeah,
back
yeah.
in the day. But
And for me, someone like Newcastle, it's not like they were ever a big winning team, etc. But they're one club town,
yeah,
loyal followers.
I had
So-
some big players play for them.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, so it's really, as a football fan, it's good to see them win a trophy. Those players will be legends now, man. All those players will be legends now. And Gabriel Rash is the winning captain. I mean, Alan Shearer, he's gonna be interesting to listen to on pods and everything this week.
It's gonna be hype, hype.
All right, so listen, just to close off this Carabao Cup final, I'm gonna ask my friend Isaac about Mohamed Salah. Talk to me about Mo Salah because
I'll be real with you. I've said enough, man. I've said enough. If I speak, if it's that, get
Jose Mourinho.
get Ant to put in the
Yeah,
Jose
yeah.
Mourinho meme right here. If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
oh,
I've had enough, man.
wow, I found
You can't ask for these big P's, and then in the moments where you're needed, which is essentially what we're paying you for, the big moments, the important moments, you go missing.
Apparently in finals, he's not that great.
He isn't.
He scored 2
Champions League
penalties in 10 finals.
Champions League final against Spurs.
Yeah.
Sadio Mane won the penalty.
Mm.
He scored the goal.
Yeah.
Divock Origi got the winner.
Yo,
The
yeah,
two,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Big up Divock.
All right, against Real Madrid, he got injured. We didn't have him. In a game since then, like he scores. It's mad, isn't it? He does his job. He does what you want him to do. He puts the ball in the net. His GA is up there. Great, fantastic. I don't want to sound like what's his name, Culture Cams. What did he say? Or goals or whatever. That's mad.
Yeah, goals or whatever.
That's
yeah.
mad. Because that's essentially what you're paid for.
Yeah,
we need you to
literally.
come and put
It's
the
the
ball
hardest
in
thing
the
to do
net.
in the game.
The only gripe I've ever had about Mo Salah is outside of that, he offers nothing
Mm.
else. Now, I've heard the rebuttals of, well, if the manager sets out the tactics and says, you stay high and wide and you be a threat out there, cool, we'll just get the ball to you, you do your part.
Yeah, but that doesn't
That's
mean you should
fine,
be rubbish in
but
possession, etc.
But there, you can still track, and my point is, or not my point is, I was going to say, you can still track back. And then I've heard the rebuttal to that is, well, he does track back. Sometimes you'll see him standing next to Trent and tackling and things like that. But These last 2 games, for me,
Mm.
have been a perfect example of the weakness in his game. If the ball is not put into that high, wide area, he offers nothing else.
I think for me,
We played 2 games, 2 very important games, with 10 men on that field.
I think the thing for me that I've noticed more is it's less that what he does or doesn't do structurally, because he's not gonna come back and defend, you know. And I think we made a joke. I think I made a joke of, you know, there was a goal where Trent wins the ball and set the penalty around, and he can set Salah off. If that was Arsenal, Saka would have been on his toe.
But not every team is gonna play high enough for that to always work.
Yeah.
What about the games which and more often than not,
They're putting you back.
it's the high pressure games where the teams are not gonna play like that.
Yeah. See, for
Sorry,
me,
just to finish on that point, the thing that I would say in the last few games is that for me it's about he's been wasteful in possession. The passes haven't been coming off. It's breaking down with him. He's turning the ball over. That's the bit for me where normally him not doing anything else is fine, but those passes come off, he gets an assist. Do you know what I mean? He makes to be fair, there was one pass to Diaz. He did outside of the boot through the 2 defenders. Should have slapped that first time. But that's the thing I've noticed. Last 2 or 3 games, and I think people have got a little bit overboard saying Salah is in this, Salah is in that. I'm like, for a few games, his output hasn't come off. And I think that's the thing that's been really screaming the last 2 or 3 games.
yeah, definitely. And I think he's clearly a victim of his success, right? You've got a like people say, oh, he does nothing outside of DNA. Like that's not true, because there's been games where Salah's just been magical, like dribbles, traverse outside the boot, like throughout the game, but no one goes, like on a regular basis. And like you also got to take into the fact he's going to be 33 in June, and
It's to change the way he's playing.
this is it. Like
we're seeing Cristiano all over again.
like he's been held to a standard as if he's in his peak.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't happen. Like it's very rare. It's very
Why
rare.
shouldn't it?
Thank you. I was just
Because of
thinking
his
the same
age.
thing.
Like how many wide forward players, apart from the 2 aliens, have had a consistent output 33 plus?
Yeah, but he wants alien remuneration,
Thank you.
and he's putting up alien numbers. The guy's got 20-something
we're
goals and
not-
20-something assists.
If you've set your bar here, we're
I'm
now
gonna
going to
judge
judge
you.
you by that same bar.
No, I don't think you can do that just because of the way he's playing. Like you've seen the change in the way he's played over the last kind of 3 or 4 seasons. Like where he was more greedy, he was hardly passing the ball. Like this season, like his assist numbers have gone way up because he's like trying to get people involved in the game, etc. And yeah, like he's going to be wasteful because he's doing that more.
So, but my thing is different to Isaac's. What I'm saying is, I'm accepting the way he plays, but he's not been doing it well. That's my thing. So I'm accepting the fact that
But he's been doing that more. He's been doing it well more than he has not. And the only thing why it's being highlighted now is, granted, it's come to a point in the season where you wanted all of your players, not just Mo Salah, and you've also got to take into consideration. Generally, when Mo Salah doesn't play well, we're not playing well, it's very hard
because he doesn't get it by the scruff of his neck.
and it's very hard for one person to do that. And generally, how many times has he been the one person to take the game by the scruff of the neck when Liverpool are not playing well? There won't be many examples. There won't be many examples of that. Collectively, when Salah's on form, it's a general team doing well.
I hear you, but someone of his level, these are the games where you need him to do his thing. The PSG games, you're Mo Salah. As far as I'm concerned, he's like after Henry Prem level now. As far as I'm concerned.
No, we'll get that, but
so these
it
are the
goes
games
to my point
where
of saying, how many games can you sit here and tell me when Liverpool have been playing average or meaty, Mo Salah's gone, my time?
Yeah, but that's Isaac's point. He's not done
But I'm saying, but if he's never done that, if he's done that, say like 10% of his career, why are you expecting him to do it now?
Oh, you're coming with that one.
But that's the fact.
That's interesting.
But that's the fact.
No, but
like, there's been many.
okay, but
That's
you
fair.
can't want to be the main man in the team, and then when moment calls for the main man to now step up and be the main man.
I agree with that, but what I'm talking about.
Well, he's never done it. He's never done it before, so you can't.
No, but I'm not talking about. I'm not
sense.
talking about him saying, "Oh, I want the money, etc." I'm talking about the fan criticism from his outputs when Liverpool not playing well. That's what I'm leveling it at.
But you're the talisman. That's what comes with being the talisman of the team.
It's a tricky one. No, it is because that's. Yeah.
For me, it's a rock and a hard place.
When the team doesn't do well, they look to the best players and go at first and say, why aren't you performing?
Yeah. And they carry them
in the moments where we needed Salah. Why? And it's not just Salah. It'll be Van Dijk. It'll be Salah. It'll be Trent. It'll be the key players in the squad. Why are you not stepping up? When we need you, what are you doing?
Yeah, and I can see whilst I think
a lot of this is frustration. Let me just clear that up. A lot of this is frustration. Usually I'm level-headed. Don't do that.
No, I get it.
Usually I'm level-headed and I'm not as knee-jerk as I am right now. But there are too many moments for me where he's needed.
I agree.
And it's just like
the PSG games. I'd even say I would love it if he pulled something out of the bag. For me, sitting here right now, this might sound wild. If he doesn't get another goal or assist for the rest of the season, I'm saying nothing bad about him.
Yeah, I saw you write that in WhatsApp group the other day.
I'm saying nothing bad about him because his output up until this point and hopefully getting us the Premier League, I can't fault it. So
he's got to keep going.
That's me, innit?
Look, he's forever. He will forever be etched in the record books of Liverpool
and the
Premier League. And, the numbers are the numbers. Put it this way, just scoring a goal in the Premier League it's not easy. To now score over 200 plus, that's no small feat. Regardless of whether you're a big game player like Didier Drogba or you're just a bagsman like Alan Shearer, you do it no matter who's in front of you. To just do it is hard.
But today,
so you have to give him his flowers. But you can still criticize the moments when they don't deliver.
Yeah, I agree.
And you're living in the moment and you're living in the now. So yeah. And look, he's Mo Salah. It goes both ways. He does amazing stuff. But he has to put together. I really enjoyed that, by the way. Anyway, well played to Newcastle. Well done, Eddie Howe.
Yeah, man. Well played.
Big them up, man.
Newcastle's going to be rocking,
Bruv,
as I said earlier.
It's going to be bonkers.
Bruv, it's going to be crazy. If anyone's not had the pleasure of going out in Newcastle, that place gets cracking from 7 p.m. on a Friday or Saturday, and everyone would have been getting ready. Even though the game was at Wembley, everybody in Newcastle would have been getting ready and waiting. It must be going crazy up there. So yeah, everyone enjoy it and be safe. Right. The Prem. Let's start with Manchester City. Manchester City at home to Brighton and Hove Albion, and they drew 2-2. Thing started off. I was gonna say as per normal, but it hasn't been that normal recently, has it? But with a Haaland penalty.
Rewind though. Do you think Matoma's goal should have been disallowed? I thought it was harsh.
I thought it was harsh. What do you think of it?
I'll be real, I didn't see it. I didn't see that. I saw from the penalty onwards.
Yeah. Nah, I do think it was harsh.
Yeah, I don't think he had two clear hands on it.
No, I agree.
It is what it is.
And that's one of those funny rules where I think goalkeepers get too much protection anyway.
Yeah.
Because I think they got an advantage. People say to me they haven't, but I think they got an advantage.
Yeah.
So, and then they go and score. So yeah, wasn't a great start. And then Estupiñán. I've been saying his name wrong, Estupiñán. There's another N. Yeah, Estupiñán. Thank you. Equalised in the 21st minute.
Good free kick.
Bruv. Tasty. But he blows hot and cold a little bit. He has his hot streaks, Estupiñán, because there's one point, obviously, you're playing fantasy football and that.
Last season.
Listen, last season.
He was your staple defender, innit?
Yeah. And he had a little dip last season, came back and was doing well again. Because I thought at one point he might be another big money Brighton.
It coincided with an injury.
Yeah, okay.
I think he got injured and then when he came back, the form wasn't the same.
I thought he was at one point he was going to be the next big defender that they sell. Do you know what I mean? And then Mamouche,
That was a finish.
Yeah,
Slapped it.
he's proper, you know.
very good.
He's
Yeah,
proper.
yeah.
He's like block one of the rebuild.
Yeah.
I don't, if he does what he's doing, I don't think Jeremy Doku is a Man City player come 26, 27.
Do you know what? I don't know. I think there are more important areas of the team that they need to address. For me, the staple City players.
But
John
I mean, him
Stones,
not playing
Gundogan.
enough and he'll want to leave.
Nah, I don't know.
You don't think so?
I think there'll be room for Doku, Mamouche
As well.
in the same team. In the team,
Okay.
I just think there are areas for City to address, i.e., the key players
Yeah.
of the last 3-4 years.
Yeah,
They're
that would
all-
be replaced.
4 or
they
5
need
of them
replacing.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
They need replacement.
Bit random. Man City's goalposts. I swear they're like hollow. When the ball hits it sounds like a crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, like both, like the free kick and Mamouche. I'm like, from that nice sound.
It doesn't have the ting like it's
Yeah.
metal.
It's like a firecracker sound.
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of.
It's a bit crazy. And then Husanov, I mean, what a time he's having.
Unfortunate though.
Yeah, it is. I do feel
Just
for
wrong
him. I
place.
feel for him proper.
Wrong place, wrong
Because
time.
he's been playing well. I think he's
You
been
know
playing
what?
well.
Yeah, other than
He
his debut.
always looks like
Something's about to happen.
He wants to cry.
yeah. He looks like he wants to cry.
He does.
He looks like there's nothing more he can do every time something goes wrong.
Yeah.
And he just looks like he wants to cry.
I'll try
I
my
think
best.
he'll come good. I think he'll come
Yeah,
good.
like he's 20 in it, and he's just been parachuted into a makeshift Man City team.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, the thing here for me is, City would, wouldn't usually concede at home, number one. Go ahead 2-1, kick on from there. But this is not City of old.
No. And they should have lost the game.
Yeah.
Minte should have scored.
Yeah.
And Belieber should have scored.
Thomas' goal should have stood.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and
even I only saw highlights, but Brighton were playing.
yeah, they were very good for the draw.
A City in the Club World Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them and Chelsea.
Do you know what?
They don't, they
my-
don't need
weeks.
it at all.
My viewpoint on this is I think there's a lot of games ahead. The league is out of sight. I don't know. I don't think it's a case of Pep just can't G them up anymore. I just think there's a lot of... They've done a lot last season. They've got a lot already ahead this season. It's a lot of games.
Yeah, some people are. They're
So
not
I
the
think-
same. They're
I
not
think-
the races.
Yeah, I think they're just... Look, this is just... I don't want to say down tools. I just don't think... I think this season they kind of realised early
Yeah, and I just
this
think,
is not going to be our season.
and I think also the other bit
that's
that
it.
people have to remember is everyone else has moved on a bit as well.
Yeah,
You know?
the league talent
Yeah,
has improved, in it. So
yeah. So
A lot of games.
So
That's
if
what
you don't do what you were doing or you needed to do to stay ahead, and everyone else is getting a bit better,
Yeah.
at some point it's going to show, and then all the unfortunate stuff happens to you, the injuries.
Yeah.
People don't come back at the same level because they're a bit older now. And whatever's going on with him and KDB, I don't know, but he hasn't come back at the same level either.
yeah, big
So,
up
yeah.
Haaland though. Like that's a nice record to have.
Fastest Premier League player to 100 goals ever.
No, contribution.
Contribution or goals?
Is it goals? I thought it was oh yeah, it must be goals.
It's goals, bro.
Jeez.
How many assists has Haaland got? It's goals.
Yeah, 94
Yeah.
games, 100 goals.
Yeah,
That's
became the
bonkers.
fastest player
I
ever
thought
to
it's-
100 league. Oh no, you're right. Goal contribution.
Oh, it is contribution. Yeah, I thought-
contributions. Yeah, it must be 98 goals and 2 assists. It must be. It must be.
No, I think he's around the 70s, you know.
Damn.
I think he's around the 70s.
70s.
What's that? 3.5 seasons. It's mad, bro.
That is insane.
But it's a missed opportunity for them. Really missed opportunity for them for the Champions League. I mean,
But if you look who's in and around them, like I think Forest have, I don't want to say cemented third, but they look like they're in pole position.
yeah.
Chelsea are inconsistent.
Yep.
I think Bournemouth lost at the weekend.
Going for 10th.
Who the other
So
team?
you got Newcastle, City, Chelsea, and Brighton.
Right,
Brighton
oh,
and
wow.
Newcastle on 47 points. And Newcastle got a game in hand. City's on 48 points and Chelsea on 49. So they could have really done not losing to Arsenal today.
Yeah. So Newcastle ineffectively in pole position.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, crazy.
Exactly.
Crazy.
So again, City not getting Champions League, unfathomable. That's crazy.
Do you know what would be bad?
Thursday.
Let's say they don't get Champions. Let's say they don't get Champions League.
Yeah. Oh wait, we're guaranteed a 5 this season. Sorry.
Yeah,
That's been confirmed.
but let's say they finish 6th somehow,
Mm-hmm.
and then they get like a 25-point deduction. Doesn't really affect them, innit? Because they'd be like, well, we wasn't in Champions League anyway.
I'll say this now. Everyone who thinks any type of punishment is hitting them soon, forget it. Because the way they're gonna do the appeal of all appeals, bruv. I don't know. Apparently you can't appeal it, but they'll find a way. There's some lawyer. The sledgehammer's not hitting them.
The way we expect.
Yeah. They're not gonna
like
start
it to.
August minus 42 points or something. I don't think so. I think
No.
it's gonna go through the processes, etc. But yeah, I take your point. I think they'll get in hook or by crook, man. How much are they paying Haaland a week? They're not paying him that to be playing at Athletic Guzmanov or whatever on a Thursday. So they'll get in hook or by crook.
Yeah, that Champions League race is going to be fun.
As a man said to their football, they will get that by blood if they have to. So, but it is a missed opportunity. That win could have taken them up to 50 points. And then, like you said, they're in pole position because Newcastle had the game in hand, 47 points. So yeah, definitely a missed opportunity. And then Ipswich Town, Nottingham Forest. Ipswich Town 2, Nottingham Forest 4. And again, it wasn't even a 2-4 game. It was 4-0. It was a beating. They were done. They were absolutely done. Forest keep marching on.
What I liked about this is that Morgan Gibbs White just showed,
yeah,
look, you don't want to include me, that's fine. I'm going to keep doing what I do anyway.
Yeah.
I'm meant to be 3-0 up after 41 minutes away.
And most of the goals in this game were good as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Elanga's brace.
The first one.
The first brace in the Prem. Yeah, Forest are just so good for it. I mean, unless they have a spectacular collapse, it's Champions League for them.
Yeah. I think so.
Champions League for Chris Wood.
It's just whether they're second or third.
Yeah. Champions. Oh, well.
I know he didn't clock that one straight away.
It's just whether they're second or third.
It's only 4 points, you know?
You see?
It's on.
We're back,
real
now,
talk.
now we're back to regular programming now. He's had his
Oh,
crash out
that's
about
4
Salah.
points, isn't it?
He's had his crash out about Salah and he's back. But this is the level-headedness he was talking about.
It's 4 points.
Bruv, relax. If Arteta
The only saving grace is
Can you imagine?
Their next 9 games are not small games. They've got United, that's United. They've got Villa, Everton, Spurs, Brentford, Palace, Leicester, West Ham, Chelsea.
If Arteta knows what's
They're
good for
not
him,
small
he
games.
can't finish behind Forest, bruv.
Yeah, that'd be mad still.
What? Nah.
That'd be mad still.
He knows what's good for him. But yeah, you look at that team, it's not a team full of stars. You get the, Ola Einers. To be honest, a lot of players I'd never heard of before they got here. It's gonna be interesting to see how they do though. I'm not gonna lie.
In the Champions League.
Oh yes.
I think they'll be back though, because the Greek owner, I can't remember his name. He's not afraid to he gave Cooper a lot of money when they first came up last season.
They had like, how many loans was it? I think it was like...
Yeah.
Well, he signed 30-something players.
Yeah, they signed bare players. What did they do this summer? Trying to think.
They didn't do that much, I don't think.
I don't think they. Yeah.
A couple of things they made. They made
sales permanent.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was a good one.
But I go through this list. Obviously, Olaina right back. Milenkovic, who's been a rock for them. Murillo, Nico Williams, who I'm not a big fan of.
No
Anderson.
One big. It was James Ward-Prowse, Morato,
Yes,
Ben Perry. And then loans coming back, people coming back from loans, and then they just let players go.
Yeah, so they've sifted through that whole piece. And he's now Nuno's team as well.
Yeah, the pre-season, isn't it?
Exactly.
That does wonders.
Yeah, it's true.
And they just...
Elliot Anderson's done well. Obviously, Elanga, Gibbs White, Hudson-Odoi. It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting the players they buy as well. Like, do they get a bit starstruck and start raiding certain teams, giving people big money?
And I've noticed as well with Nuno, the players that come in, they're all very he knows how to get the best out of them. If you look at Wolves, when they became Portugal FC, but the players that came in, they responded really well under him.
Yeah.
All right, it didn't happen under Spurs, but we all know Spurs are Spurs, and
did they give him time?
Exactly.
How long was he there? 4 months or something?
Not even that long. Okay, the Saudi gig didn't work out too well, but then he's come to Forest, and the players that have come in, got them all singing under the same hymn. So
maybe we've got someone who's now going to be a regular top 7, top 8 team.
I don't know, man. I think Bar, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, I think the rest is going to be interchangeable over the next few years.
You say that. The only reason I've kind of jumped to that is I'm just thinking about, to your point about recruitment, what he's willing to spend, the resources he's got. Like, he's a proper billionaire. He's got a club network. He's got Edu coming over. I don't think it will be splash, splash, splash. It will be buy young players.
Yeah.
The kind of talent ID that he tried to do at Arsenal. So, yeah, it will surprise me. I'm not saying they're going to do Champions League every year, but it will surprise me if they're just always in the top 7, top 8 mix. And then you look at other clubs like Palace, who are trying to do things a little bit slower, a little bit more brick by brick. He's not doing that. You look at the interview he did with Sky, he's saying, I want this team back to where it was when it winning Champions League. So that says to me, next 2 or 3 years, there's no greater justification in investing heavily than Champions League. We're going to see stadium talk soon, I'm sure.
And that revenue.
Well, he's already done, I think he's already done some renovations on the stadium.
Did you see what he done?
No?
He's put shipping containers. He stacked them up and made them into
Hospitality.
Hospitality boxes.
Crazy.
Gangster. And you see how much they got fined for that tweet last season?
No.
They got signed 700k.
No.
What?
For that. Remember when they played a match and he was like, this referee shouldn't have been officiating our game. So he got fined 700k.
Oh, was that why he got the stadium ban as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
700k.
700, bro. Bonkers.
Damn. Yeah, they're building a new stand. Like, yeah, he's there. So we'll see. It's going to be really interesting to see how they get on. But yeah, not enough Forest march on. And if I just quickly run up the rest of the Prem games, Everton drew 1-1 with West Ham at home. Moyes still hasn't lost since his first game. Because he lost his first game, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm out, man. Apology coming made.
This game had 1-1 written all over it.
All I will say is that I did
Couldn't see a
say
winner.
medium term, innit? So let's see. A couple of years, let's see. But that new stadium and that new money might come back to bite me. Let's see. What was it? Was it a bit of a drab game?
I just couldn't see with the form that Everton are in under Moyes and West Ham. I think Everton have been brought up to this level. Under Moyes, West Ham are already there. I just couldn't see where the winner was going to come from.
And they're both like not much to play for, innit?
Exactly.
They're not getting relegated.
Exactly.
They're not getting in Europe.
Exactly. It's just one of those games where it just goes
Going
for
for the
the
motions.
Good finish by Suchek though.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice finish.
Nice. Brentford went away to Bournemouth 1-2-1. Johan Wissa and Christian Norgard on the score sheet for Brentford. Janelt, I think is how you say names. Own goal. Brentford giving Bournemouth the lead.
Kirkers again, man. That guy. He is literally Andy Robertson from 1920. That season. 2019-20. That's what Kirkers is right now.
Yeah, he's getting a big move. That's for sure.
He's a problem.
He's getting a big move.
Semenyo should have made it 2-1 to Bournemouth though.
Yeah.
The crossbar with a free header. Should have.
That was mad.
Should have put
Who was it
that
that
away.
put the ball in the box? Was it Tavernier?
I thought it was Cook. I think it was. Might have been.
Or Cliver? One of them. Someone put that
Yeah.
the ball
Cliver
into
had
the
a good game.
box was inch perfect, and he should have.
Mate, it's like a flicker switch in Cliver's head or something.
Yeah.
Because he was a bit part player. Even earlier this season, he wasn't starting. He was coming as a sub. It's like a switcher's flick.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff is orchestrated through him. Yeah. He's like buzzing. Really good to see.
Yeah.
I mean, Bournemouth have been in good form, so it's a good win for Bournemouth. I mean, for Brentford.
There was it's just quickly before you move. There was one moment. I was watching when I was watching the game. Christie was trying to. You see a player that's trying to impose themselves on the game. Maybe they've made 1 or 2 mistakes, or it's just not going away. So they start doing extra. So there was one more. I think he had a shot. It just went wide. Then he tried to kind of drive the ball into the box, lost the ball, didn't go well. And then Kirkers passed the ball into the middle, but it was meant to be for Cliver. Christie just come and took the ball and then.
Trying to atone for his mistakes.
The Cliver was he looked at Kirkers and said, "Pass it to me." Not him.
Not him, me. I'm going to do something with it.
Yeah.
And then Southampton lost at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers 2-1. Do we need to bring in like a January relegation?
This is bad. 9 games to get how many points?
They 3 more, don't they?
That's the record, isn't it?
The record is 11 from Derby.
Yeah, they need.
And they've only got.
They need 3 more points.
Yeah,
9
points.
I don't see them getting it.
From the next 9 games, they can't get 3.
Yeah.
I don't think
but it's
so.
weird though because they're creating. Even like yesterday, they were creating chances.
From the first 29 games, they only got 8.
Like,
They got Palace next, then Spurs, then Villa, West Ham, Fulham. Oh, Leicester.
where's that?
3rd of May.
No,
Where?
where?
Oh, sorry, that's Leicester's ground.
Yeah, no, I mean.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
And
Smash
Rude
and
might
grab.
be gone by then, so new manager bounce.
And then they've got City, Everton, Arsenal, so they ain't getting any points
Yo.
from that game. So you say Leicester's
Well,
the only
Arsenal's
opportunity?
their last game of the season?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 24th defeat of the Premier League season.
So Leicester is their only opportunity for points.
Yeah.
Hi.
Strand Larson with 2 goals. Newcastle, Southampton's reply. I mean, Wolves, their manager's been, it's a bit of a renaissance. He's now, 9 points clear of Ipswich Town, the 18th. You could, all intents and purposes say that was a successful appointment.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Your guy left?
What do you mean, my guy?
I'm joking.
I did feel sorry for him a little
Get
bit.
that guy out of it. Yeah, it's been a good appointment. Like they've slowly steadied the ship, and the fact they're picking up points without Cunha is a massive boost for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it could have gone either way. I still don't know if they decided how long he's going to be banned for. But he's like his second red in however many times, wasn't it? But yeah, fair play to the man. Larson hadn't scored in a few games, so it's good that he's back on the score sheet. But yeah, again, it's Southampton. You kind of expect to go there and at least get a point, don't you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But this is more about their other wins and, kind of jogging themselves out. I mean, they're a bit of an island on their own. West Ham, who was 16th, one place above them, are 8 points ahead. So Everton, Manchester United and West Ham, 14th, 15th, 16th, all on 34 points. We'll see what their win today does to them. To be honest, it doesn't do anything. It just puts them 13th. So it only moves them up 2 places. Because Crystal Palace is 5 points ahead of that block of teams. Oh, actually, sorry. Spurs are on 34 points as well. So from 13th to 16th, all on the same points.
Crazy.
Before Manchester United kicked off. So yeah. And then if we move on to Sunday's games. So today, as we record, Arsenal beat Chelsea 1-0 with a very Olivier Giroud-esque goal from Marino, our makeshift striker, who was not trying to score. I don't care what anyone says. He was doing an old-fashioned front post flick on. And, Robert Sanchez couldn't catch a cold if he tried. So... Did you see the one where he passed the ball straight to Trossard?
In like the first 2 minutes of the game.
But Trossard should have punished him. Jesus.
He should have rolled the ball. There was even another one.
Take a better touch. Get out your feet.
Mate. There's another one, Martinelli, who rolled the ball across the box of the corner.
He took a touch. Yeah.
And then takes a weak shot. But yeah, Sanchez, playing in that back four must be so unnerving with him behind you. So unnerving.
How Fofana didn't get sent off?
Brother. Aside from the
take your
the
pick
stab.
of the
yeah,
the
like
tackles.
the amount of fouls and stuff that he committed.
Take your
running
pick.
around,
It's crazy.
If I'm Levi Colwell, I'm sitting there thinking, how have I been booked?
and you're just
Well, you
What's
want
going on
Enterprise,
there?
yeah? What about him?
just snitching.
What about him?
But yeah,
It wasn't a great game though, was it?
No, it wasn't. Arsenal didn't create much, and I think now it's almost. I was gonna say it's like an Arteta's dream in terms of, score a goal and then it's defensive block, it's defensive actions. All the bloody defenders we've bought.
But we've spoken about that, like your
Change
bar the Man City game.
Mm.
You haven't really killed off many games.
Yeah.
Like Crystal Palace as well. And I think that could cost you, because even with Cucurella, when Raya made the mistake, like that changes the whole complexity of the game
100%.
that you're dominating. So I still think there needs to be a little bit more ruthlessness in your
but there's
your
no one to
gameplay.
be. Well, this goes back to when I complain about the Trossards, the Martinellis, etc. Because all their decisions, all their executions become 10, 15, 20 times more important.
Yeah.
You're not going to rely on Mourinho to start doing crazy things up front.
Yeah.
So yeah, good win for Arsenal. It's now 12 points, not 15.
They've got what, 2 more games now before we play, or is it 1 more?
Who?
Arsenal. Before
One
Liverpool
more.
play.
Yeah, 1 more.
Yeah, so they play. I think they play Tuesday. We play Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fulham beat Spurs at home 2-0.
Yeah.
Muniz coming off the bench again to score. And Spurs old boy Ryan Sessegnon scores a bit of a screamer with his weaker foot. He's left foot, no?
Very good. Didn't celebrate though.
He's mad. I would have celebrated after the way they treat him.
Brother.
I would have cartwheeled, backflipped, everything.
I'm glad he didn't do that whole respecting. Like
No.
he just walked away in it.
Yeah.
Like, but yes, score, celebrate, man. Rags.
Fulham should be a bit aggrieved as well because they had a penalty shout. Iwobi swung the ball into the box. And Jet Spencer's basically put 2 hands in the back of Raul Jimenez. And the ref was like, nah, play on. Like, it's not enough. The guy's going for a header. And you just shoved him in the back. Jet Spencer didn't even try to jump. He just pushed him in the back. That's a clear penalty.
The inconsistency of the refs.
It's just, they're the worst they've ever been, I think.
I think that's the issue. I think human error is a thing, right? They're not. You can't expect the referees to get every single decision
VAR's there.
spot on, but it's just the way they will give one foul, then not give it, and then the kind of reasoning that comes behind it. It's infuriating.
It's really crazy. I mean, I look at that and I'm like, okay, fine, they won 2-0. That's the kind of decision you draw 0-0 or you lose 1-0 or 2-1 or something. You're just looking at those kind of moments.
Yeah. Did you see what Gus Poyet said? Because he's managing over in Australia now.
Yeah.
And he basically said regarding VAR and referees, he was like, referees they're not influential, but they're powerful. So he said they don't make any decisions, but they want to get in your face and be like brandish yellow cards and stuff because they're just relying on VAR to help them out. And he was like, even the assistants, some of them are not even giving which way the throwing goes because they're unsure. He was just like, the whole refereeing thing is just being kind of overshadowed by...
it needs a bit of an overhaul.
Yeah, I agree.
Refereeing and also how much can VAR get involved. I know they say there are certain things that they can get involved and they can't, but I think the whole landscape of officiating, VAR included, needs to be addressed. Some sort of overhaul, some sort of review.
Well, this is what Howard was meant to be doing, right? I don't think Howard coming in has changed much. And then, and that kind of lack of decision today is what, for me, damages the credibility of VAR. Because again, to your point, ref can't see it. You're sitting in the studio with all these screens. The slow motion. He's not even looking at the ball. He's just watching him go up and gone. It's just crazy. Anyway. So that's the roundup of the Premiership as we record. It's 80th minute in the Leicester Man United game. Man United are winning 2-0. Goals from Højlund and Garnacho, the much maligned duo.
I must say, Ruben Amorim, for what it's worth and for everything that's not gone wrong, the one thing he has gotten right is Bruno Fernandes. He's managed to somehow mitigate his weakness his penchant for doing too much,
Yep.
and he's got him performing at a level where he's constantly either pushing the team forward or he's pulling them out of holes where he can. So,
Yeah, I think he's
because
the-
there was a moment under Ten Hag where Bruno was becoming a bit of a
Yeah,
scapegoat.
yeah.
And I think he's done well under with Amarim.
I think
kinda
Bruno's
turn
the
that
best of a
around.
bad bunch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at
I
the
think-
moment right now.
I think he's doing what he done when he first arrived,
Yeah,
where he's not playing amazing.
Yeah.
But he's getting like the whole kind of Salah thing. Like he's not playing amazing, but he's getting the goals and assists. And to be fair, you need someone to do it in a team, and
Like
especially
this.
when you're kind of faltering.
But then this talks to not to go back to that, to hark on it, but this is the point of a talisman. Essentially, he is their talisman. He is their captain. He is their star player at the moment.
that's fair.
He is doing what you would expect from your talisman. When needed, he's showing up.
My only issue with
but no, but I'm talking about I'm not seeing that in his performance. I don't.
No,
Not
not
to Man
numbers.
United.
His
Yeah,
performance.
eye test.
No,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't watch a Man United game and be like, "Rah, Bruno was outstanding today."
No, he doesn't look outstanding, but
compared to the rest of his teammates.
see, now this is the point where you've got to be careful, because if you compare it to the rest of his teammates, then he doesn't have to do too much to look outstanding.
Well,
But
this
if
is the
you
part-
remove the
that's part from-
comparison,
that's the part from going down.
if you remove the comparison and just look at him,
Yeah,
I think he looks more often than not, to the eye test, he looks a better player than he has been for a very long
no.
while.
So he's definitely playing better now than he has been for a while.
And that's what I'm saying,
And the
I
early
think
Amarim
that's-
days. No, I agree.
Definitely to
I
do with
agree.
Amarim.
What I will say is, if you're of a certain level in football, generally your career goes a certain way. He spent most of his career at Manchester United. That's been on a downward trajectory. Just saying. No one's come and grabbed him. Where did he come from? Lisbon.
Sporting.
Sporting.
All right.
Facts.
Just say.
Wow.
Anyway,
Wow, okay.
the other big news of the week, Thomas Tuchel has announced his first England squad. And I knew there will be some Tuchel surprises in
Have
there.
you seen the breaking news?
What?
Gibbs White has been called up as a replacement
For?
Palmer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's injured. Okay. Oh, fair. Because, look, we've seen enough of Thomas Tuchel across his jobs. He does what he wants to do. Whether it's Chelsea, Bayern. Was it Bayern? Yeah. Bayern. Even PSG, Dortmund. He does things his way. So, that's why we end up with an England squad that has 4 goalkeepers. Has Dan Burn in it. And he's so new as an England player. They haven't even got a picture for him on the England website. Jordan Henderson somehow is on the ferry back from Amsterdam. But other players have made it in. Curtis Jones, wasn't expecting him to be in there. Morgan Rogers, I think, good call up for him. Miles Lewis-Skelly gets his first senior England call up, which I think we all kind of predicted, right?
Yeah, deserve that.
Very well deserved. Somehow Reece James, but he's been injury free for
A month.
a month. Yeah, which is a long time for him.
Wow.
But that's a player that he knows, right? That's a player that he knows.
Yeah.
He knows very well. Who else is the other? Who else is there?
Marcus Rashford, Dominic Solanke.
Yes, Marcus Rashford is back.
Eze's in the squad.
Yeah, but Eze has become a bit of a regular, hadn't he? Anyway,
Yeah, but he's not gotten minutes on the
Yeah,
pitch.
yeah, he
He's
hasn't
just
got
been
minutes.
a bit more
Agreed.
of a
Going around.
inclusion. Just
agreed.
included in the squad.
Agreed.
And Qantas in, which I don't quite understand. But I do
Well,
understand.
Who
but I
else
don't
is there?
understand.
Who else is there? That would be my question to that.
Yeah,
Who
true.
else is there?
Who else is there? Who
Yeah,
else is
I
fit?
guess Stones is unfit in it. Yeah. so,
Well,
yeah,
Trent's not around either.
yeah, true.
So
But I don't think Qantas
Carl
going
Walker.
there.
Carl Walker's in the squad. I was surprised. I thought maybe his days were over. So look, I think what this screams to me, we were talking again before we started recording. 2 things. 1, Thomas Tuchel is here for a project. You've got 18 months, win us that World Cup. So all of this Club England long-term business. Obviously, he's not here to destroy, but he's not thinking that far ahead, right? He's thinking, how can I get the best England team, not necessarily the best players, the best team to help me win the World Cup, play the way I want to play and win the World Cup. And then secondly, and this is not a form thing. These are the players that I think when I put them on the pitch, they'll play how I want to play and we'll win games. This doesn't look like someone who said, right, who's in form? It's someone that said, right, who are the players that I want? Form probably is part of it, don't get me wrong. Who do I want? What form are they in?
Who's available?
And who's available.
Yeah, definitely. And on that form thing, I think that was kind of Southgate's kind of downfall. Because in his first interview, he said, I'm going to pick on form, etc.
Yeah, all right.
And we all know that he didn't stick to that. Where Tuchel hasn't come in and said, I'm picking
On
players
anything.
on form.
Mm.
It just looks like, as you said, I've got 18 months. Let's see what I can do with player X, player Y, etc. And every time there's an England squad named, there's always people saying, nah, this squad isn't that good.
No,
People
this is
missing
next
out.
level though, Keith.
People missing out, etc.
This is next level though. Jordan Henderson, bro.
No, I understand that, but remember, you got to take it as the squad, innit? He might be in the squad, he might not touch pitch. And that's happened loads of times where people have been in squads and they don't touch pitch. We don't know what purpose.
So you think he's going to bring Jordan Henderson back, senior England international, and he's not going to touch pitch?
No, I don't think you're going to start him. I think he's there if he maybe needs to shore up a game in some aspect. If he starts even these 2 games, I'd be very surprised because against this opposition, you don't find out anything new about what
Yeah, this
Henderson-
opposition, he doesn't even. He should be in Amsterdam.
Henderson can do.
I don't think he goes. I don't think he take him. I think Adam Wharton's sitting right there.
Yeah. This is the kind of game.
Yeah, I would have. So the missions that I would. So Gibbs White would have been in the initial squad. We just said that he'd been called up. Jed Spence would have been there, like
Yes.
100% for me.
Yes.
Adam Wharton.
Sorry,
And-
just to go back to Jed Spence.
That's who's missing. When we said Quansah, who else? Jed
Yeah,
Spence.
so, yeah.
Sorry, just to go back to Jed Spence, right? If I put an objective hat on, there's an argument to say he's been showing better form for longer than Lewis Skelly.
Oh, yeah. I think
easy.
he's been the best English fullback since January. Like,
So,
clearly.
Again,
Right or left?
too cool.
Yeah.
What's happening?
And my last one, I would have put the lap in instead of Solanke. Just to see him.
I mean, Solanke's just come back from injury. We'll see. He hasn't been doing anything. I would have as well. You've already got the experience. You got Harry Kane there. You got Marcus Rashford. The person whom I might not have picked is Phil Foden. He hasn't been doing anything.
Yes, very true.
Oof.
He hasn't been doing anything.
No, you're right.
Bruv, I would have taken a young Ethan Waneri, bruv. And told Phil Foden, relax.
Yeah.
Trust me. Phil Foden hasn't been doing anything. Nothing. Even Maddison. I'd have taken Maddison instead of Phil Foden.
No, I don't know about Madison. Oh, yeah, over Foden.
Yeah.
I'd have taken
But-
Gibbs White over Foden.
Initially.
Yeah.
No, but Gibbs White counts as a midfielder. Foden counts as a forward.
Loser forward.
Yeah, it's true. Fair. Obviously, Jude's in good shape. So look, I think it's going to be really interesting. I think if you take it out of... I mean, in all seriousness, on the Henderson thing, I kind of see it. If you look for the spine, you've got Harry Kane, Henderson. I'm new here. I need some people who've been around the block a little bit. Yada, yada. But I don't know if you need a Kyle Walker, Jordan Henderson, and Harry Kane. I don't think you need them all. And there's enough people that have been around enough in that squad. But hey-ho. The other interesting thing for me, which is what I always like when England have got for a manager, they don't play the media game. And I love it. So when he's talking to the print journalists, when he's talking to the TV media, the guy said to him, when you call Jordan Henderson, when you rang him, what did you say? Tuchel said, hi, I'm Jordan. Hi, it's Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, why you asking me stupid questions?
And
Ask
then
me
Henderson
stupid
would have been like bowing down and being like, oh, thank you, Thomas, thank you.
Like, why don't ask me stupid questions? It's just...
Does this squad get whittled down? Does it? It's qualifiers, isn't it?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they all kind of meet up tomorrow
Free.
and go to the games on Friday and Monday.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
All these guys will go to the game.
Mm.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll pick a match day squad. No, internationals, you can have a full bench, go.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
like,
can.
It's like 11 on the
I
bench.
was confused because when you've got a tournament, you have a
Oh
provisional
yeah.
squad.
squad.
No.
No.
These are the guys that are going to start putting points on the board. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to Tuchel's reign. Looking forward. I wouldn't say he's a nearly man because obviously he won the Champions League. He won the Champions League with Chelsea, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I feel like he hasn't stayed anywhere long enough and been consistent enough as a winner for him to be regarded in the level of manager that his CV would suggest.
Yeah, at Bayern, you'd have expected him to be that winner. Right?
Like if I bring you someone's CV and they've managed Dortmund,
They almost
PSG,
lost the title in the last year of the
Chelsea,
season, didn't they?
Bayern Munich.
For Dortmund.
Yeah.
But he's got that CL in it. You can never take it away from him.
Yeah.
No, I get it. But
And
what I'm
with
saying
Chelsea
is,
as well.
Yeah.
And with Chelsea.
I know, but what I'm saying is when you look at someone's CV and those are the clubs, you would expect that he's of a, and I don't know if he stamped his
Didn't he
name
get to
there
the final with PSG the year before?
yet. He did get to the final with PSG.
Yeah.
The year before.
The
'Cause
COVID
I remember him and
Wasn't
Thiago
it the COVID
Silva
Yeah, sure it
were
was.
hugging at the end of at full time in the Chelsea game. I think the stat came.
Yeah. I think it's
the two of them were in
I
the
think it was-
final.
I think it was a
back-to-back
COVID year.
finals.
It was a COVID year when Bayern beat them in empty stadium. It was so weird when we were watching this game.
Yes. Alfonso Davis.
It's funny when you see a clip back now and you hear them calling for it was a weird time, man.
Yeah,
It was a weird time. But so yeah, I'm interested to see how he does. Interested to see if some of his ideas come off at England and he wouldn't have some of the hurdles, frictions he's had before. Because Tuchel always falls out with someone in the club.
Mm.
Whether it's the director of football, whether it's the chairman, blah, 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 blah. He hasn't got some of those constraints. What are you going to fall out about? There's no transfer fee. There's no transfer budget. You can do what you like as long as you're winning.
Yeah, and he's kept Carsley on as the under-21
Yeah.
manager. So
Yeah.
there's a bit of continuity. So he's had someone who dealt with the first team squad for, 6 games, was it?
Mm.
Knows what kind of things to work with. And I think if you look at under-21 squad as well, you can see they've had conversations in it about who should be in the main squad, who should be in the under-21s. Like Wharton's in the under-21s. Bramthwaite's in the under-21s. He could have had a shout for the senior team.
Yeah.
Who else? Anderson, Forrest, who you mentioned earlier. He's in the under-21s. Gittins at Dortmund.
Yeah, he's been playing well.
I think it'll be interesting to see how he does at the under-21s now. And Delap's there. But you mentioned in the group chat about Stanfield coming from League One.
How?
Why not? I like it.
What do you mean? Why not?
If he's good enough, let him play under 21s.
Okay,
But
but here's the thing, right?
What position does he play?
Striker.
So basically when Birmingham went down, they signed him for
9 mil or 11, something
between
like
9 and 11 million in League One,
Pardon?
that. Yeah, from Fulham.
What, the Tom Brady money, yeah?
essentially. So he's the most expensive League One player there will ever be.
Is he good though? Is he scoring goals?
Yeah,
Yeah,
scoring,
he's bagging.
But he's at a level that you'd expect him to score at.
Yeah, but what level is under 21s really? Is the under 21s
I'd say-
football
I'd say
any better
top end.
championship?
Top end championship.
Really?
I'd
He's not
say
going to start. To your point, he's not going to start. He's in the squad. He's not going to start.
My thing is this: if you can bring a striker from League One,
Mm-hmm.
why can't you bring players that are in different leagues? Why don't they get look-ins in international squads, i.e. RLC, i.e. Tomori, i.e.
But I think
whoever
Tuchel
else is in a
would look at those players.
Champions League squad and think,
I think Tuchel would look at those players.
but you never hear about, there's a possibility that
No,
X and
I
Y
think
will
that
get
was a
included.
Gareth failing. But I honestly think, like I said, I don't think Tuchel's playing in those games. I think if he thought that those guys were doing the job, then they would. I don't know what their form has been this season. I don't know if RLC.
I mean,
Or Tomori has
Tomori's form dipped off after the title-winning season.
Yeah.
if we're
Milan
being,
haven't been great as a
if
unit,
we're being
Yeah.
honest,
to be fair.
like,
Because
you know,
didn't my man get sacked?
their coach.
Fonseca.
was,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think they've had a but to
No,
your point,
I'm saying
yeah. But to your point, I think
if on form,
Yeah.
then no. But
Yeah.
but you never hear their names get brought up in
but
contention.
I think that's a UK media thing. Out of sight, out of mind. But I think Tuchel would, put them. I think he would. I think he's.
Yeah.
If he's gonna let Lee Carsley pull out something from League One, then
I'm going on Friday, so I'll let you know how
yeah, all right.
21.
they get on. Nah, the main England.
Oh.
Of course he is. We'll see.
USA, baby.
You're ticking off your
Bro, you're getting
USA
your
points.
allocations ready, your points for
Get my
USA.
caps in.
Right.
I've not done any work at this point. If I go to the
Listen.
World Cup, I'm gonna be in a square somewhere drinking.
I'm going, but
Yeah.
I don't care what game I go to. I'm just going to any game. I'm not going to support
Are
England.
you going
and
West
be like-
Coast?
Yeah.
No,
West.
I don't want to be in that town.
Nah.
That's his people. Bro. I don't want to be in that town when the World Cup's on.
Why?
Bruv, I can't be around like you. I ain't doing that. Nope.
Yeah, I think Atlanta would be good.
I'm not getting there with the World Cup's on. Atlanta?
Yeah.
Nah. Let me go to Toronto or something. Yeah?
Mm.
I wouldn't go to
I'm
New York.
definitely going though.
But I have to get out there. Even if I don't get to it, I just need to be in a city that's hosting some games. So I've
Yeah.
never been to a tournament. I've never been around when there's a tournament on.
Yeah.
Like been in and amongst it. Even when the Euro games were here, because we were sharing it with other countries, it wasn't,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, the next Euros we got, well, we're still sharing it with Scotland and Wales.
Yeah, but still, at least it's
But,
still on
yeah.
the same
Yeah.
vibe,
The
bro.
last one
Yeah.
we fully had properly was Euro
96.
96.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 12. I wasn't going
No, I don't remember none of that. I don't remember the vibes. Too young.
Nah, I remember.
Yeah, I remember the vibes, but I wasn't like out there in it. If that makes sense. Like,
Nah,
obviously,
man, you was probably at 19. Man.
shut up. This guy.
You walked into that one. No, that's the tournament with the whole dentist chair rubbish beforehand, innit?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you see those old school players? They were wild, you know.
Yeah.
They were wild.
That's
You know that? Do you know
They got
that's
away
going
with it.
celebration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know the story behind it.
Yeah, I remember the story.
Yeah.
And then you go and do a celebration
Like that.
Yo, these
Yeah.
guys are crazy.
On the floor with them squirting the water.
Yeah, that goal he scored was crazy.
It was.
Crazy.
That goal was
It was.
crazy. That goal was crazy.
Go Mexico City, man. Go watch a game out there.
Nah, I'm good. Like, I think it's gonna be. I think that World Cup's gonna be good for so many different reasons.
Yeah. For all my criticisms of Infantino, he wants to make that because it's the first big one, innit?
Yeah.
Like it's what, 36
I want
teams
to
or
say
something like that?
36.
Hella teams. He wants it to be like,
Spectacle.
yeah, he's doing the halftime show
It's
in
gonna
it.
be a
There. So
spectacle.
yeah, he's gonna.
I like what he's trying to do. I just don't like the way he's doing it.
What do you mean?
So I think, and this is why I don't agree with all these journalists. They go on their soapbox about the way football has grown so much.
Yes.
More and more countries are playing it.
Yep.
More and more, countries have got their professional leagues. The international team standard is going up.
And
San Marino even won a
specifically-
game last year.
And specifically, the American market is growing.
Right.
And let's be honest, land of capitalism, the money, the opportunities.
So did you see the trophy for the World Club Cup?
Yeah.
That had the key.
Yeah.
You know what it
And
reminded
Trump's
me of?
just standing there like,
What's going on there?
what are we doing?
But it
What are we
looked
doing there?
like something you had to solve in Crystal Maze. That's what it looked like. Do you know what I mean? But my thing is like, yes, grow the game. Football is not just for Europe and South America
Mhm.
and all of that. Even though they're growing it badly in some places, you know, African football is still not where it should be. It's partially our fault.
Mhm.
Partially the game, you know, wants that continent to be in a certain place. But all these people complain, and I'm like, yeah, but hold on, guys. It's all these countries where football's getting more popular that are buying TV rights,
This is it.
that are making podcasting what it is,
Mhm.
that you all have these different income streams, etc. And it's the same platform that this expansion is built. That you're now complaining about the expansion on. I don't get it.
Mm.
I honestly don't get it. You know, we've seen the demise of traditional print media. We've seen all of that. If it wasn't for the game reaching so many more people, going where it's going, then they wouldn't have. Everyone couldn't participate in this crazy ecosystem that we've
Yeah.
got now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
what I will say about how he's doing it, though, yeah, he's just doing a bit too much.
Yeah.
It-
like
trying
the
to
World Club
squeeze-
Cup,
It's
innit?
60%
He's trying to
business, 40% football.
Yeah, he's trying to squeeze every ounce of revenue out of every
Which is fine, but
opportunity
I think
possible.
there's a way.
But there is a detriment to the game itself,
Yeah.
right?
But
That-
from his standpoint, though, like he's head of FIFA, and FIFA only really get a chance to make money every 4 years, realistically. So that's why he's done the World Club Cup to make it bigger
Yeah, but-
into a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
etc.
there was things. Sort of the corruption. There's so many things he could have done that one would have improved the credibility, and whether we like it or not, you improve the credibility, opportunities will follow, right? There's so many things he could have done to not only grow the game, but I can't even imagine what the World Cup is going to make FIFA next year, right? Across all those markets, on their time zone, you stream at the right time, probably learn a lot from the Olympics.
The ad sales.
Yeah.
But there's other things you could have done for the good of the game, right? But the system that I want him to fix is what put him there. So he was never gonna do that, right? So yeah, the growing the game, having the World Cup in new places, in different places. But remember, I was saying when the World Cup was in Qatar, I was like, yes, good. You said the World Cup has to be in the summer. What? Because it suits Europe.
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways.
World
Cup. This is it.
You can't have it both ways. So yeah. Looking forward to that. If England, I don't think England will win the World Cup. I'm just gonna say now.
Nah.
I think France are the lucky.
Yeah, I said this in the group. France are going to three-peat a final.
France are the lucky.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think Spain. I think Spain will be there.
Yeah,
but I think the amount of talent that France have just got. If Dembele can maintain Barcola comes in. Doué is now coming through. Mbappe.
If Saliba and Konate click.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's crazy.
They just need to sort. I mean, what fullbacks do they have? Luca Dean.
Where's that PSG left back from?
Menzies, Portuguese.
Oh, Portuguese, yeah.
Yeah, he's Portuguese.
He's good, you know.
I didn't know much about him.
Yeah, if they can sort their fullbacks and then who they have in the middle of the park.
Who the fullback? Don't the Hernandez brothers play for?
Teo Hernandez, yes. Left back.
Yeah.
Right back.
One of them's had an ACL, but one of them's playing or something.
Yeah, Lucas. Right back would be Benjamin Pavard, probably.
Still.
Central midfield. Who would you?
Still got Tchouaméni.
Camavinga, Tchouaméni. Oh my god! Listen, lock me in.
Because Griezmann has retired, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Lock me in for France. I'm going France. For the World Cup. Early doors.
Yeah.
If they can maintain this form that their key players are on, if they can carry it through. No key injuries. And like Keith said, if Konate and Saliba click,
I got a question for you. I got a question for you. Well, good link. Where did England go after Tuchel? Because it's not that far away. 18 months is gonna go.
If he wins it, I think he gets an extension. If he doesn't, I think they'll go all in for Hal.
Oh, nice.
Because everyone will say like, well. Whereas last time,
if I'm Eddie Howe, I don't want that job.
An England manager.
If I'm Eddie Howe, I'm not taking that job.
It depends where he is with Newcastle, innit? But I think he would be the obvious choice.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I just think unless he has an absolute stinker next season, after winning this cup, if he gets some Champions League, I think the next big job that comes up in the Premier League, he's got to be one of the first names that people are going to.
I wouldn't touch that England job unless Newcastle let me go.
No,
but I think he can go
back in 10 years.
I think he can
40 something, early 50s.
Win so he's won the League Cup today.
Yeah.
Next season, I don't think he has to win another trophy, but just kind of stay the steady trajectory that he's on. I think he could go to England, do a tournament cycle, and if he gets to a semi-final, it doesn't harm his club managerial credentials, so he can just parachute back into that.
Fair enough. Good shout. What do you think, Isaac?
I agree. Like I said, I wouldn't touch the England job. I mean, if I'm on a trajectory like this, an upward trajectory, and things are going well, there's the owners like me. They've got the funds to back me.
Yeah.
If and when we can, go out into the market, then why am I leaving?
Yeah, it's true.
Project
you saw
Newcastle.
Isak. You use that money to bolster the squad. His Champions League.
And keep going.
It's an interesting one. I'm not sure. I think it was bold of them to go back for a non-English coach, but I think times have changed now, and Gareth Southgate did what Southgate did. So yeah, I'm really interested to see. Regardless, if I was Tuchel and I won the World Cup, I'm quitting the next day.
Oh yeah,
later.
Not even say next day, same night.
Yeah, I'm off. You man, what am I gonna do now? I've won England's first trophies in 1966. I'm off. I'm going back to club football. Because it's only downhill from here.
Yeah.
Give me my bonus.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hold it.
It's only downhill from here.
I'm out. See you later.
Yeah.
You remember Mourinho Champions League final? After he won it, took the medal off of all done because he knew he was getting Chelsea. Yeah. That's what I'm on if I'm him.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Either way, I think, you know, come, I don't know, August the 15th, 2026, England are looking for a new manager.
Yeah, definitely.
So, interesting. All right, boys. That's another good one. We'll be back next week. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.